The mission today is to sharpen your swords and get you ready for battle. It's time to fine-tune your craft and make you the best in what you do. The mission is to equip you to help anyone purchase what they need. We'll share the best advice from the best in their industry. You'll be listening to a conversation you wish you had with the mentors you wish you had. Take what makes sense to you and makes you better in your career. You guys, Bruce Lee said it best. Absorb what is useful and discard what is not.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Commission Mission. My name is Eric Gerace.
Hey everybody, I'm Micah Henderson, and I have a great friend of mine with us today. I'm a big fan of this guy, Adam Katz, Executive Vice President to the Alliance. And Adam, thanks for coming on today.
It's my pleasure. Honored to be with you guys, and looking forward to having this conversation.
Yeah, whenever it's something you're passionate about and you love, it's a fun conversation to have, especially if you can give back to other people who are wanting to know the answers to the same questions I'm about to ask you. We have a lot of guests come on from all walks of life, from all levels of success in different industries. We have the advantage of being from the same world of the financial services and insurance industry, but we know that a lot of things are kind of transcend generations and transcend industries, that a lot of things apply a lot of different places. When it came to, I just want to share with everybody how I met Adam. When you are good at what you do, there are going to be other people that want you to work for them. They want you to put their talents to work and to make money that way. But how do you stand out, right? A lot of times in our industry, there's a few different variables you could play with compensation or leads or different resources like that. I spoke with Adam, and I was very interested in the organization and all the resources that it had. And then I get, hey, what are you doing on Thursday? I'm like, I'm probably working. All right, well, I'm going to jump on a plane. I'm going to fly down and see you. What? Thursday? This upcoming? Yeah. This upcoming Thursday. Just book my hotel, and I'll see you in a little bit. That's one way to stand out from the crowd. And then we spent some time talking about the industry, talking about companies and products and different ways to help people achieve why they are sitting across the table from you. So just for a second, can you talk about what really zeroes in your time? Because you can't jump on a plane and see everybody. When you are looking to have somebody join your team, what personality traits, what jumps out at you to make you really zero in on them, worthy of jumping on a plane and going and meeting them across the country?
Well, great question. The biggest thing I'm looking for is attitude. John Maxwell, who is an author that I read a lot, he talks about always hire for attitude. You can always teach skills, but it's hard to teach attitude. So when I'm talking to somebody new for the first time, or building that relationship and talking to them multiple conversations, what I'm looking for is, does this person, are they leaning in to what we're doing? Does the values match? And when I find somebody that is leaning in, has a positive attitude, their values match, their ambitions match, their goals match, then my mentor Andy Albright, the CEO of the Alliance, he taught me a long time ago, the key to this business is build relationships, and it's so much more effective building a relationship face to face, kneecap to kneecap, breaking bread with somebody than just talking to them on the phone. Obviously, you can't do that with everybody, but ultimately, my goal is to get with those people as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and so when I'm talking to people, definitely attitude, but as a slight distinction, someone's drive. And you can literally think of somebody driving a car, and as a mentor or manager, or you could help steer them into the direction that they want. But if it's not going anywhere, it's kind of hard to help you steer them anywhere, because they have no drive. Their car ain't moving. Right. So that is really cool. And when it comes to relationships and how over the last couple of years things have gone a lot more virtual, a lot more Zoom like we're doing now. You're sitting in North Carolina, we're sitting in the Panhandle of Florida, and we're doing a show together, just like if you were here in person. But everything going virtual, how has that affected not only meeting new agents that want to come on board to an excellent organization, but even to the end user, to the client, when you want to build trust and rapport, and face-to-face isn't available, whether it is because they're across the country or just because they prefer not to meet people in person?
Yeah, so it obviously it's opened up a lot of doors. It's become common in the industry. So people are used to it. People are, they're not put off by the concept of, hey, what do you mean you're not willing to come see me, or anything like that. So we use it a lot. Being able to see somebody helps. Knowing what they look like, being able to put a face with a voice is very helpful, whether it comes to recruiting and building a business and building an agency, or whether it's doing a sale through Zoom. The insurance companies have all adapted very well. Where it used to be very uncommon for you to be able to do electronic applications and not have to do the face-to-face signature and all of those things. Now, when COVID hit, they all adjusted very quickly and rolled out virtual platforms for everybody. So it's opened up the whole country. Now we're no longer limited based on how far I could drive, or is it worthwhile to invest in a plane flight? When it comes to the partners that I'm working with, I still like to go see them, but we will do more Zoom calls. And what I really like is it's allowed. I have a national agency, so it's allowed me to kind of pull my leadership team together on a more regular basis, because we can all do that virtually now versus trying to schedule a meeting once a quarter or something like that.
Yeah, we do the same in my real estate business. It's used to try and get people on the phone as quick as possible. Now we try to get them on Zoom as quick as possible, because like you said, it's seen face to face, and most people, when they're on Zoom, they're like in their home, in their living room sometimes, and so it's an atmosphere where you're getting very personal with them very quickly, and and like you said, it's about building that relationship now, So I like to Zoom in my room, or in my office, and show people around, hey, this is our house, this is what we're doing, and it's a quick way to
bond and kind of
build that rapport with those people and create that relationship immediately. So I love the fact that you said it was an opportunity and not a challenge too.
It's definitely is an opportunity. The challenge is technology. Technology is supposed to make our life so much easier, and then we just even just trying to get my laptop computer that I had in my personal office to connect to this call. I couldn't get the video to work, so I had to switch over to a different computer in a different part of the office, and it's that. But those are easy enough to handle and easy enough to maneuver around.
It can be a blessing and a curse, technology, but I was using, via phone or email at least, to write a policy in Atlanta, and then 2 hours later write a policy in Miami for years and years. But now it is just much more socially acceptable. But what I like to do is, if I can meet people in person, I will, at least the first time. And then after that, the Zoom is still much easier. And going back to like having a meal with somebody, that's something that you can't do. There's different ways to build trust and build rapport, but there's some things that just can't be substituted by Zoom. So once you found somebody that has that right attitude and they're a real go-getter and ready to get going, what's some of the best advice that you can give somebody, a new agent, or just new in sales in general, to really get their ball rolling faster? Because I know you've helped a lot of people come from a lot of different industries. You yourself were a teacher.
Yes.
But being being a smart, organized, person, successful people are able to be successful pretty much wherever they go because they bring that same work ethic and different things. But, no matter where they're coming from, what's some great advice for someone starting in sales?
Well, one of the things that we always recommend is, start with your warm market. The industry we're in, we have lead programs. We could jump into the cold market very quickly on both the sales side as well as the recruiting side. We have lead programs to generate recruits. We have lead programs to generate sales. But, if you have somebody brand new, they're already questioning their knowledge base. They're already questioning their ability to connect with people. There's a lot of things that they need to mentally and emotionally overcome. And so the easiest way to do that is through warm market. Sit down, do some policy reviews with your family, your friends, your close friends. Not that you're trying to sell them anything. Just tell them you just gotta do some practice appointments. Then once people see what we actually do and the diversity of what we have, all of a sudden they're very interested in things for themselves and their family. And even if they're not, at least you got some practice in, and the system and the technique is no longer scary. It's not an unknown anymore. And, same thing with building a business team. Start with people you know. You know a lot of people. We say this all the time. You got $1 million business in your phone, just from your previous contacts, if you just be willing to use it. And so we try and do a lot with the people and for the people to give them, to take that pressure off. I was just talking to one of our newer agents down in Alabama, and the concept of, I don't know enough to bring anybody on board. I really just wanted to do this as a sales thing. And it's just like, well, don't worry about what you know and how much responsibility you're going to have for them. That's my job. That's me and my office's job, is to help take care of the people that you bring to the table. And my job is to help you be as successful as possible. And the best way I can do to help you do that is, let's get off to a fast start by having more options of people we can talk to and work with.
Yeah, and a fast start is really important for someone to see, I can actually make money doing this. If they drag their feet and then they end up, really shooting themselves in the foot because, hey, I'm not making any money at this. Well, yeah, but what activity? Be honest with yourself. Have you really done? But talking about systems, you guys at the Alliance have amazing systems put in place. I mean, the whole company, when it comes to furthering your education and knowledge on a subject, having a lot of calls to keep you engaged, but just zeroing in on what we're talking about is like agent support. So I got on board a little bit after needing the base level support. Let's just say that. And sure. But if you did need that base level support, there are agent support lines you can call mid appointment, whether you're at an office or someone's house, and say, hey, I just need to confirm a couple rates, and that's amazing support.
Yeah, we always say, we always try and tell the agents, look, your first 15 appointments is your learning curve. I don't care if you don't sell anything in your first 15. Now, don't get me wrong. I expect them to. And, but I want them to call us from the house on every appointment. We like to say, pick up a check or pick up the phone. Yeah. And we kind of evolved that into pick up a check and pick up the phone. Yeah. Because we want to make sure that you're putting them in the best position. And, we also want to make sure that they're doing the right things for the client, and that we can give them different things to ask. If they're going down a rabbit hole that's going in the wrong direction, we can help pull them out and give them perspective. Hey, ask them this, things like that. So we're real big on that hands-on and that letting people know that they're not out there alone, and that there is a learning curve. One of the things we say all the time is this: anything worth doing well is worth doing poorly at the beginning. You got to give yourself enough time to develop a skill set, and it doesn't matter what happens at the beginning. It matters where we end up. It doesn't matter how we start. Yeah. And so getting people to kind of focus in on that. It's okay to be bad. I have a team of people to support me. I got a team of people who can coach me live, and while we're doing it, it takes a lot of the pressure off, for sure.
Yeah.
Highland Finance, helping you prepare for life. IRS takes your money, stock market risks your money, and inflation reduces the buying power. At Highland Finance, we believe you should feel confident in your future. Our proven track record helps our clients prepare for life. Call 850-359-5989.
With the financial professional, that if someone's going to say, hey, I'm 90% sure, but I want to check and double check, I got an amazing team that supports me, that should reaffirm them and give them, a warm feeling about the decision that they're making, because this is an important topic, and let's not rush it. Give me 5 minutes to check and double check.
Absolutely. A lot of agents, when we tell them you need to call from the home, they're like, well, I don't want to look like I don't know what I'm talking about. And it has the opposite effect. You actually build the credibility, because it's so important. What I'm doing for you is so important. I'm willing to put my ego in my back pocket and call my manager just to make sure that I'm doing the best thing I can for you. I know what direction I'm going in, but I just want to double check my thought process before we continue on. And the clients appreciate that, and they love it. And it gives you that third party edification, is so powerful also. When your manager gets on the phone,
it gives you a live example of the support that they get as a client. Yeah. And it shows your team in action.
But the opposite is worse. One, here's just a very basic bit of advice. When you're filling out that paperwork, don't rush. That one little squiggled name, that one little bit of information, is that a 9? Is that a 7? What is that? That rushing through that paperwork is going to come around and bite your butt at the end when you're having to drive back out there to get their initial and date on that thing, right? So not only do you not rush through that, don't rush through the appointment, even leading up to doing the paperwork, and take the time to do it right up front, because if you don't do it right on the back end, it's just going to be compounded for what you're going to have to sort out and fix. So now somebody's at the point where they're at least functional in their industry, and they're able to set an appointment, go out, have that conversation, weed out what companies and products don't make sense to having 1 or 2 or 3. At what point, because you've been through it all, would you say someone should go from salesman to business owner? And I know if you are on a commission basis, you're pretty much running your own business. But what I mean is getting other people involved to kind of show them the way of how to do the damn thing. Well,
for us, especially with our business model, the idea is work yourself out of a job. There's a big difference. If you read, Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, he talks about the different quadrants, and, there's self-employed, and then there's business owner. And you can be a self-employed salesman. The challenge with that is you got to be the one in the home all the time. You get into a car accident and you're out of commission for 3 months. You can have a
bad month or bad 3 months. Yeah. But your whole team doesn't.
Yeah. I'm big on hedging my bets. I've never wanted everything to be dependent totally on me. There are some managers in business where they want control of everything. They want everything to flow through them. And it's just like, the last thing I want to be is the magic in the growth of the organization, because if I'm the magic, that means I can never go away from it. And I want to be able to live life the rest of my life. So if you ask the people that I'm in business with, especially the ones who've been doing this for a while and have achieved, certain levels of success, what's the biggest thing you would have done differently? The answer across the board is consistently, I would have started building earlier. I would have gotten out of that mindset of, well, let me get comfortable with everything. Let me make sure I'm going to be good at this. Like your ability to sell life insurance is going to determine somebody else's success and somebody else's future. So for us, for me, it's big on start now. I'm looking for business owners. I'm looking for people with a business mindset that see the bigger picture. Now, we meet people where they are. We have lots of slots that they can slot themselves into, from, just making an extra $500 part-time income, on the side as a nice little side hustle, to, the ultimate is, hey, I want to build my business to a big enough point where I can go partner with a company like Integrity Marketing or something like that, and get $1 million buyouts. All of and there are lots of levels in between that. So we meet people where they are, but we are always looking for the one who has that kind of, that big vision of, I've always seen myself as somebody that can build something big, and that, my family deserves for me to be wealthy. I deserve everything that other people, if I'm willing to do the work,
that's right,
I should be able to get the rewards.
You got to do the work. But, going back to, you're giving an example of talking to an agent saying, hey, I don't know enough yet, or, questioning their own ability to do something when it doesn't have to be perfect. I think hesitation kills. Run away from hesitation towards confidence, towards knowing that something's going to work, and not just magically. You're going to do the work, and you're going to do the work, and you're going to achieve those goals that this plan, this outline has already given you. There's already a clear path of how to do this. And if you do 1 + 2, it's going to equal 3. So do the work and just get started.
Well, Les Brown says, and one of my favorite quotes is, you don't have to be great to start, but you got to start to be great.
Boom.
I love that.
I would have fumbled through trying to recreate that for like 3 minutes of us to recreate that. So that's why I got you here, Eric. You're quick with those. But so, yeah, be the business owner if that's who you are. And there are people who do not want the pressure of that commission life, of wanting to live in that uncertainty until you really get the ball rolling. But there's plenty of 9-to-5 jobs out there for those people to occupy, and they do an incredible service for society as a whole. It ain't for me. I'm willing to live with a little uncertainty, especially at first. At first, I worked I was finishing college, working at a restaurant, and starting in the financial services industry. And I knew that bare minimum was covered by my 9-to-5. But slowly but surely, I had less and less time to work in that restaurant, because the demands of my financial services, insurance focused job was more and more demanding, until I was trying to pick up a shift a month just to get out of the house, do something different, grab a beer with the guys afterwards, on the way home. So if that's what you got to do, do what you got to do, but get started. Be great if that's what's...
And I hear all the time, especially from super successful people, that our time is our most valuable asset, right? And so some people are good at leveraging other people's money, but you can also leverage other people's time and free yours up, because the more time you have to decide how you want to spend that time, in my opinion, the more successful you are, and so leveraging other people's time as far as building teams and bringing other people on, like that's in my real estate business. I've got agents in Seattle and Michigan and in Florida, and now they can work and use their time, and I can focus on building more, and it's
the same thing with hiring staff. There's $10 an hour work, there's $100 an hour work, and there's $1,000 an hour work. And, it's amazing how many people, I guess inflation wise, maybe it's $20, $200 and $2,000 an hour work now. But it's amazing how many people they don't want to hire staff because they don't want to spend the money. And it's the best investment you can do. You hire somebody full time to help you in your business, help you in your office. You just bought 40 more hours a week. So, and a mistake a lot of people make is they think, okay, I don't have to do that piece of it now, so I can slow down and and now I don't have to work as hard. And it's no. You keep putting in your 60, 70, 80 hours a week because you're a business owner trying to build something. But now you got your 60 hours plus you just hired this person that gives you an additional 40 hours. Now you got 100 hours going into the running of your business instead of it just being you trying to do everything. And, that's a big mistake I see a lot of agents make is they don't want to invest in the business. They don't want to invest in themselves. They don't want to be responsible for somebody else. And so they let fear keep them from really allowing themselves to grow.
All right. So now you focus on another aspect of the business where maybe the monotonous administrative tasks are handled by that staff, right? Those emails, filtering through phone calls, answering messages. But now your time is better spent somewhere else in the business and growing it in different ways. And, maybe working on systems, or maybe you outsource that too. But yeah, I don't know.
Distinguishing between efficient and effective.
Yeah.
Because, you could be really efficient and do everything in your business, but are those minutes very effective for growing your business and generating income? And so when you bring people on and you can leverage their time to keep that efficiency going, then you can spend your time being more effective in growing your business.
And I don't see ever, at least in my perspective, in my work ethic, is if there's ever really time to not work. I enjoy working is what I'm saying. And that's great if I have somebody taking care of more monotonous tasks, but there's still going to be something that I'm going to want to do to push everything along to see how far I can get in this life. That I do just enjoy sitting at the beach, but I think
I wouldn't want to do that every day.
For me, eventually that would get boring, So I enjoy working, and I don't think there's ever a time when just because things are going pretty good, I'm just going to sit on the couch and watch TV,
Right. But it allows you to make such a bigger impact. It's if I don't care how good you are as a personal producer, you can only sit with so many people. You can only, we all have 168 hours. So I don't care if you're working 100 hours a week as a personal producer. One, I don't think it's sustainable. But two, if you get sick, you get the Rona, you get in a car accident, or maybe you need to go take care of a sick parent or something with your kids, something happens, and your business goes from open 100 hours to closed, to zero. Whereas if you have 100 agents across the country, I don't care what industry you're in, obviously I'm in financial services, but if I have 100 agents and let's say they're each just putting in 20 hours a week, my business is open 2,000 hours compared to your 100 hours. Who's going to make a bigger impact? Who's going to be able to help more people? Who's going to make
which is more sustainable? That one person on at 100 or
one of my agents gets sick, my business is only open 1,980 hours this week. Yeah. But it doesn't go down to zero.
And it's a built-in retirement plan.
Exactly.
Like you said, it can operate without you there. And, that's the goal. That's, eventually what we want.
So we've kind of talked high level about walking through, finding the agent, getting them started, moving into business ownership. Is there anything you can talk to as far as a trick of the trade that you've picked up that helps somebody getting started, maybe with organization, maybe with a particular phrase or language that you use, or maybe a CRM, maybe a certain app or technique that has really helped you out or helped other people?
The biggest thing is be teachable. Just avail yourself to the system. I don't care what background you have. I don't care what education level you have. We have ways of doing things. And if you'll just follow the system, we know it works. With the Alliance, we have something we call the 8 steps to success. If you do the 8 steps at a high level, you don't have to do it perfect. None of us perfect, but if you'll just get to the point where you're doing, on a scale of 1 to 10, you're doing an 8 on all 8 of the steps, it's a guaranteed 6-figure income. So, quit trying to overthink it. Quit trying to figure out what the secret is. The secret is you're sitting on it. Follow the system, do the work. The other big thing I would say is this: a lot of us, we carry these coins around. Andy Albright, our CEO, made these coins. If you read the book Brian Tracy Goals, Brian Tracy talks about the success coin. So Andy actually made one for us, and on the one side it says, "What do you want?" Let's see if I can. So what do you want? Simple, clear goals. And then on the other side, it says, how do you get it? And so anytime we start losing focus, we start getting distracted. I carry it around, I keep it in my pocket, and I just reach into my pocket and I just pull the coin out, and it's just like, okay, what do I want? I want this end result. How am I going to get it? I got to refocus, and I got to do the things that I know are effective. So the faster we can find out what people want and help them focus on the activities that'll help them accomplish that, the more effective people will be, especially early on.
Yeah, that's good. And that's a question. Good. That's a question that not a lot of people ask themselves. Like I work in real estate. I work in personal coaching. If you want to shut someone down that in personal coaching, just ask them what they want. And it's like it short circuits them. But it's such an important question to ask yourself and to know the answer to. Because you're going to create exactly what you want, whether you know it or not. You're going to either create it consciously or you're going to do it unconsciously. And by asking yourself that question and knowing that answer, you're going to do it on a conscious level, and you're more times than not are going to get what you want.
But don't lie to yourself and say you want something that you think that you should have, or what you've been told what you should have. Lying to yourself, the worst thing you can do. So be honest with yourself. What do you really want? I love how simple but powerful that is. That
there's a technique that we use called 7 layers deep, or 7 levels deep. And so you ask what you want, and say the answer is, I want a big house. Well, the next question is, why do you want that big house? Well, I want it to have my family, and so have my family have a nice place. Well, why do you want your family to have a nice place? And you ask that question 7 levels deep. And usually that bottom question is what you really want.
So all the success, just kind of wrapping up, what has everything that we've talked about, and you doing the work and asking yourself what you want and how do you get there? How has that affected your family? Because a lot of time that is what people are working so hard for. And what did that result get to you?
Yeah, it's just been such a blessing. This business has enabled my wife Beth to be able to stay home and raise our kids. As when I was a school teacher, trying to pay the bills on a school teacher salary, that would not have been a sustainable model for us. She would have had to go back to work, and kids would have had to go into daycare, all of that. So first and foremost, it allowed Beth to accomplish her dream, which was to be a stay-at-home mom and to raise our kids. And then the opportunities that our kids have been able to have because of the business, because we've never had to tell them we just can't afford that. The decisions we make now, I mean, don't get me wrong. We don't spoil our kids, and our kids now are 19, 20, and 24.
Working hard.
Yeah. But they respect what they get. They respect what we do for them. But when opportunities for them to take trips to Europe, came along through different programs and things like that, we were able to provide those opportunities. We traveled with them, we've taken them to events. We've been able to do the things we've wanted to do, things that we prioritized. And I'm not saying that things we prioritized are the right things. They were the right things for us and our family. And as a result of that, my 24-year-old, she is very active in my business. Sarah is, they've all gone through college. My 19-year-old is currently in college. But Sarah came back and she wants to be part of our business. Emily graduated from NC State, got her college degree, and all 3 of my kids went through an early college high school program. So she was actually able to graduate NC State with a 4-year college degree at 19 years old. And she, as soon as she graduated, this is what she does. She's full-time in the Alliance. She actually moved down to Bradenton, Florida, because she wanted to be mentored by our CEO, who lives down in that area. He lives down in Treasure Island. And, so how did it impact the kids? The biggest thing I think that we showed them is this: it's worth sacrificing and going after a dream, going after a goal, and working hard for something worthwhile is good. Don't let anybody talk you out of being passionate about something and being willing to take a chance.
That's good.
And I think our kids are doing pretty well because of the example that they've learned by being associated with the Alliance and being able to go to a lot of conventions and meetings and listening to audio and reading books. We've paid our kids to read books that we want them to read, the business books, the mindset books, things like that.
That is really good. Man, that's really good. I'm going to be watching this. I know I'm in the episode, but I'm going to be rewatching this episode a couple times. Adam, how can anybody get in touch with you? Is there anything that you would like to promote? The Alliance, a nonprofit?
Look, the Alliance, we're a company on the grow. Our numbers are going up. New opportunities are always coming around. So we're always hiring. We're always recruiting. If you got some ambition, if you're looking to diversify some of your income streams, things like that, whether on a part-time basis or just looking to transition out to something different, always love the opportunity to talk to somebody about whether we're a good fit for them and they're a good fit for us. So from that perspective, I would love to talk to people about our company and what we do.
I personally am a big fan of the Alliance. I've been to conventions. I've driven up there and hung out with you guys, and it's an amazing organization.
Yeah, and you love working with you, Micah, and and obviously you're a great example of this is just one piece of your puzzle. We've never had crosswords about you're not working hard enough. It's hey, my job is to meet you where you are, and how can we best help you accomplish your goals? Should I give my cell phone number? Should I give my email address?
Whatever you feel comfortable with. I
love people. I love people reaching out to me. My cell phone number is 910-591-8627. And I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina. My email address is akatz@naakatz.com, akatz@naakatz.com. If anybody sees this and is interested in learning a little bit more about how the Alliance works and what possibilities are there, I'd love to have that conversation with you.
Make sure to let Adam know where you heard him from.
Absolutely.
And brave man, somebody is passionate and means it when they give their cell phone number on the internet. But you are passionate about it. You do mean what you say, and you're full of wisdom. I really appreciate you sharing some of that with us today, Adam.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank
Eric,
you so much,
Micah, thank you so much for having me. This has been a blast, and maybe in the future I can come back again.
Definitely. We'd love to.
Season 2. See you there.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this episode of the Commission Mission. I hope you got a lot out of it. We need you guys to like, follow, subscribe, whatever that action is for the platform that you're watching it on, and please leave a review. That's a great way of giving us a compliment.
And if you're listening to this show and you're interested in working with a great team in either the financial industry or real estate, Mike and I have opportunities available for people to join our team. You can find us at livingthatcommissionlife.com and go to the Join Us tab.
Highland Finance, helping you prepare for life. The profit your business brings in should go to you, not accidents, injuries, and hurricanes. Do a policy review on your general liability and workers' comp today. Our proven track record helps our clients prepare for life. Call 850-359-5989. Highland Finance.